Very good morning to all my kids. Welcome to my online e-learning classes. Students, Chapter 7 Animal World. This is the revision. And we are at the last topic, that is migration. So in today's video we will revise the topic migration, and we will understand the migration in this way, that migration is the movement of animals or birds in search of favorable environment conditions. So when the animals move in a huge mass in search of food, in search of favorable environmental condition, and for the breeding. For breeding means for laying the eggs. So they move from one place to another. So this mass movement of animals is known as migration. So migration is actually done by various fishes. Various birds also migrate from one place to another. Penguins migrate. Some insects like butterfly and locust, they also migrate from one place to another in search of food, the proper and suitable climatic conditions, and for sometimes for breeding also. So let us start the revision with the help of book. And now, after this topic, after the explanation of this topic, I will provide you a worksheet which is the last topic of this chapter, and after that I will start the next topic, the next chapter, that is chapter number 8. So children, the syllabus of post periodic exam is chapter 7 and chapter 8. So after this chapter 7 we will start the revision, or we will start the revising chapter 8. So let us start children the revision of migration with the help of book, and this is given on page number 62. So children, migration is the last topic of this chapter 7 Animal World. Migration. The meaning of migration is the movement of animal from one place to another in search of food, shelter, and favorable environment condition. So, some animals move over greater distances to avoid harsh weather conditions. Means animals move or animals cover a huge distance to avoid the harsh weather, means to avoid the bad weather, and move towards those places where they get suitable atmosphere and weather. So the mass movement of animals from one place to another in search of favorable environment is called migration. So mass movement means when animal move in a huge group. Mass means huge group. So the mass movement of animals means the movement of animals in a huge group from one place to another in search of favorable environment condition is called migration. I am repeating again the definition. The mass movement of animals from one place to another in search of favorable environment condition is called migration. Animals migrate in search of food, breeding grounds, and to escape harsh weather. Harsh weather, bad weather. Breeding ground means for laying eggs, for laying their eggs, and in search of food. So for searching their food, for laying their eggs, and um, to escape or to protect themselves from the bad weather, they move from one place to another, okay, in a huge group. Like Siberian cranes migrate to India every year in winter, they fly back to Siberia with the onset of summer. Siberian crane, the picture of Siberian crane is here. And the Siberian crane, Siberia is where the Siberia is? You have to find out in the atlas, and then you have to tell me in the class. Siberian cranes. The crane, this is a crane, and the Siberian crane migrate to India. They always come in India in every year in winters, especially in winters, because in winters the Siberia become extremely cold, and these crane cannot survive in that extremely cold weather. So this is very harsh weather, and to avoid or to escape from that harsh weather, they move from the Siberia to India in every year during the winter, and they return back when the onset of the summer came. Okay. Arctic tern travel from Arctic to Antarctica. Okay. Arctic tern travel from Arctic to Antarctica twice a year. Means in a year they move two times. Two times in a year they move or they travel from the Arctic to Antarctica. And they cover a distance around 35,000 kilometers. Okay. Then Monarch butterflies. This is the monarch butterfly. The species of a butterfly. The name of the species, monarch. So monarch butterflies fly from Canada to Mexico. It is important to understand where the Canada and where the Mexico. Then only you will understand how much distance they cover and why they move from the Canada to Mexico. So Canada comes in the North America, whereas Mexico comes under the South America. You know, in the winter season, the northern side of any country become extremely cold. So all the animals like monarch butterfly, especially monarch butterfly, move from the northern side like Canada, from the Canada to Mexico, which is located in South America. Okay, to escape from the harsh weather. Now, locust, you can see the picture or image of locust. Yeah, locusts are harmful migratory insects. They migrate in swamps and destroy standing crops. So you know the locust, because before a few months ago in Allahabad also, these locusts attack on our Allahabad city, and they had ruined our crops and plants. So they move in a huge group, and they attack to the standing crop, and by attacking on standing crop, they destroy and damage all the crops. Okay, so they move from one place to another for food only, for food. The last one, European eel. This is a European eel, a snake-like fish. Eel is a snake-like fish. So European eel is the species name. Swim all the way to the Sargasso Sea in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean to lay their eggs. Okay, so they move for laying, for breeding. Okay, laying their eggs. They swim all the way to the Sargasso Sea in the western part of the Atlantic. The baby eel then take 3 years to swim back to the European rivers. So you know the European eels, why the name has been given? Because they are found in the Europe or nearby area of the Europe. And European eel mostly or commonly found near the European areas, and they swim Sargasso Sea in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean for laying their eggs. And when their eggs hatches and their babies become 3-year-old, and then only they can swim back in the European rivers. So these are some examples of the migratory animals, birds, insects. Okay, so why they move, why they migrate from their original native place to other areas? For searching their food, for breeding, means for laying their eggs, and to escape from the harsh weather. So I hope you all have understood the definition of migration and the animal names who migrate from one place to another. So children, by this migration topic, this chapter has been finished. From tomorrow onwards, I will start the revision of chapter 8. Okay, so I will give you a worksheet which is based on this chapter or some chapters, so you can easily judge your knowledge and I will judge your knowledge. So always take part in doing worksheets and tests and revisions so that you can easily judge your knowledge. Thank you for watching this video. Stay home and stay safe.